So here we are at Comfort Inn up in Ogden with Rick, and we are going to be doing a heat pump. So here's what we got on the inside. We're going to change out the coil. It's an R22 coil, and it's a 5-ton narrow 20-inch coil. So that's what the inside looks like. They have very thick refrigerant lines. They're about an inch, and we're going to double flush them. So I've ordered 2 cans of Pro Flush to double flush the refrigerant lines to get all that out of there. We had a compressor burnout, and we need to just really spend our time purging these lines, making them perfectly clean before we put new refrigerant in it. There is a little filter gap right in the bottom here, so we probably want to go ahead and just put a filter inside of there. Current condensate line being held together with duct tape, so we will be replacing it. I have taken a look at the wiring setup inside of here, and I've sent those pictures off to Kevin. If you want those, they are right. I mean, if you come, whatever, right? But if you want them, they're with Kevin. So that's what the inside is going to be. We're going to be brazing up the coil, getting all that stuff in here, getting the TXV set, placing the bulb properly, all that other stuff. The motor up in the fan has already been replaced. We just need to do the coil on the inside. Here's the outdoor unit. This is just in the back of the hotel, and here's where it gets tricky. They have lovely, generously placed this Mitsubishi ductless unit right where our heat pump needs to go, thoughtful as they are. So we're going to have to figure a way. I mean, this one's going to have to be pumped down. We're going to have to probably bring 2 tanks. I want you to bring, note this, I want you to bring 2 recovery tanks for this machine because it's got about 26 pounds of refrigerant in it. So we're going to go ahead and bring 2 machines. They're all contaminated and the compressor does not work, so it will have to be evacuated. Disconnect over here on the side. Whoop, wrong disconnect. There it is. There's the disconnect. That little guy over there is going to get a surge protection system. Make sure that happens. And then we're going to do a hard start kit on this as well. Again, it's just going to be tricky to get up and over this Mitsubishi unit. I'm sure we're going to have multiple guys here getting that done. But once we've got it removed and everything in place, it should be pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot to it. It's just a very simple single stage heat pump. A little more wide than usual. Put the refrigeration filter in there. But on the outside, the biggest struggle we're going to face is just getting this out of the space without wrecking something else. This is the blade style disconnect. We're going to replace it with the breaker style, so make sure that happens. Replace the little whip down into it. Again, just very, very basic updates. Only thing fancy on the outside was the surge and the hard start. Just going to think out loud here for a second, guys. I think it might be our easiest option to go ahead and just unscrew the railing from the deck. Once we unscrew the railing from the deck, I mean, that's a straight shot right over, 10-15 minutes to take that apart. But I promise you it's a lot cheaper than busting this. So that's probably the way to go unless you can think of something just phenomenally awesome. I would just take the railing off the deck and put it back when we're done.